Good afternoon, I'm Kevin Fernando and I'm the international rep on the UCSA this year. So in celebration of Diversity Fest this week, we're chatting to students about what does a diverse uni look like, what drives them as students and how do they feel represented at UC. So let's see how we go. Alrighty, let's open this up. So what does diversity look like to you guys?
I would say diversity is kind of like having a different mixture of cultures like on campus and just in general, and so having like lots of different groups from different countries, different backgrounds.
I'd probably add that it's sort of like creating an atmosphere where people of any background, of all backgrounds, are kind of welcomed as well, so it's not just having the presence of these people but also making sure that like people know kind of that they are welcome here, right. I suppose.
How do you feel you are represented at UC?
I feel like we're overrepresented, eh?
How so?
There are a lot of us, straight, white, male engineers.
Interesting. Okay, cool. On that vein though, how do you feel you're able to express yourself in uni and like have your voice to express what you feel?
Oh, I feel like it's fairly easy for me, but so I don't think I personally have a problem, but I couldn't speak for someone of a different creed, you know.
Let's talk a bit about an inclusive campus. What do you feel UC is like in terms of a diverse and inclusive campus?
I think like what's been quite cool to see is just it's in the conversation, of what it looks like and means for different people. I think maybe reflective of society. It's a work in progress, but the fact that it's there and it wants to be talked about. Like to me, it's definitely more than just a race or nationality thing. I mean, that plays a part into it, but it's just hopefully university. I think it's a wider conversation, but it's a place that you have the freedom to debate ideas, that people can be very different and opposingly different, but still have a place that you can actually have discussions and be civil and hopefully learn and grow off each other.
I think that there's a lot of, to the outside eye, you could see a lot of diversity at UC. I think that obviously there's still sort of, cultural segregation. A lot of people hang out with their own sort of people who they identify similar values and cultures with, which is something that maybe isn't as diverse as it could be, but I think that that's something that is gradually improving.
Alright, so let's talk now about just the freedom to express, and how do you feel you are able to express yourself here at UC?
It's just to be given the opportunity to join any club we want, and there's almost always a space to do so. So just being in any extracurricular club right now we are given the opportunity to express our own leadership styles and experiment and collaborate with each other and other clubs as well. So I don't think there are any boundaries or any limits on how we can express ourselves.
What do you personally think is like a diverse and inclusive community and campus to you? What does that look like?
I'd say it looks like people not being afraid to express themselves and be who they are. And I feel like, well, at least in my experience, I feel perfectly comfortable with that. And so, that's why I've found UC really inclusive.
And how would you find typically that universities can really do that to make students feel represented?
I think having people who are like them represented in the staff and in the students and in kind of like positions of responsibility on kind of student bodies is something that's really important, so you can see people like you are doing well here, and that there's people you can go to.
Right.